Our daily proverb today comes from chapter 7. And actually, we're going to talk pretty much 1 through 7 today. As you can see down there by 6 here, it says the crafty harlot. A lot of chapters 1 through 7 have been about adultery and wisdom. It goes back and forth, but a lot of it's been about adultery. I think this sums it up there towards the end here, verses 24, 5, 6, and 7. Listen to me, my children, pay attention to the words of my mouth. Do not let your heart turn aside to her ways. Do not stray into her paths. For she has cast down many wounded, and all who were slain by her were strong men. Her house is the way to hell, descending to the chambers of death. So I want to back up for just a minute and keep in mind here that adultery goes both ways. Men cheat on women, women cheat on men. So when we use her to refer to, it's not referring to a woman in particular, but referring to adultery itself. And where we have men, it is referring to human beings, all, male and female. But when we talk about adultery being a mistress, I have to keep in mind that there are many mistresses out there, whether that's alcohol, gambling, drugs, sex, pornography, cars, work, fishing, hunting, all of those things that separate us from our spouses. And when we look at this and wonder why do we talk about adultery so much, it's not just that men cheat on women and women cheat on men, but with other human beings, but with whatever takes them away from each other. But when we go back and look and say that marriage is the most important institution, and that a man will leave his parents and cleave to his wife and vice versa, that anything that divides what God has put together is sinful. So all of this talk about adultery, and if we put it in a little bit of a higher context and say anything that splits us from our spouses is that is an adulterous thing. So we have to be wary of that and take note of it. One of the things that we've done living this intentional year to reset ourselves, my spouse and I, Caroline, we've set aside time to go visit our families. We've set aside our date nights, etc., so that we can make sure that we remain the priority to each other. We talked a little while ago. We had a discussion about money, so we could get that out on the table, because that's a hard one to talk about sometimes for some people. And starting Thursday, we're going to have talk about talking to each other. It's not my strong point and something I need to pick up on, but we don't want to let even